Welcome back to Talking Lead, episode 119. Getting close to 120, man. I'm just moving right along here, aren't I? I guess I'll go ahead and announce my guest. Hank Strange is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Back in the building, like a guest who refuses to leave.
His nationality is unknown.
I'm a gypsy.
You're a gypsy this week? Okay.
Yes, this week I'm a gypsy. My people have a long lineage of gypsydom.
Cool. Well, thanks for being back, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
And today we have a very special guest joining Hank and I. It is the Talking Lead #1 leadhead. He is the first that has been dubbed this. Chuck Sanford, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me. This is an honor. This is cool. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you do so much to push and promote the show. You're always taking part. I just wanted to do a little something to say thank you, and what better way than having you on the show, man?
That's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chuck, you're our #1 guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure of my nationality. Well, I know my nationality. I'm not sure what my lineage is, though. I'm kind of a Heinz 57 mixed up. I could touch a little bit everywhere.
You're a pirate, Chuck. You're an honorary pirate.
That's one thing I probably don't have, so that's cool.
Can we dub him a pirate? Can we touch his shoulders with some bones or something? What do you say, Marty?
we can do it through the interwebs here.
Yeah.
So
nice.
We hereby dub the pirate Chuck.
Arr.
Yeah.
No, Pirate C.S. Hokey.
Oh. Nice. There you go.
That's his pirate name.
Yeah. I've been getting a bunch of your fans going to my Instagram page, by the way, and putting R on everything.
Nice.
So
inundate Hank with our leadheads. Keep it coming. So you won the most recent trivia question, which was the one related to the video that Lola did, and you've received your package since then. So why don't you tell everybody what the Stranges sent you?
Oh yeah, it was really cool. It had a couple of mag. I wish I brought them down here. A couple mags. I'm not sure exactly what's special. It looks like there's something special about it. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
I think those were the roller mags, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, yeah, those were the roller mags from Pro Mag.
Just tell us what's the roller mag? What's it do, Hank?
Pro Mag came out with this new AR-15 magazine that actually has rollers in the follower. So if you check out our channel, YouTube, Full 30, and all that, you'll see a video on it if you want to get a lot of info. But we did a torture test and all that kind of stuff with it, and we sent Chuck a few of them so he can test it.
And those are legal in his state, correct?
Yes, we did.
Everything's legal in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Georgia
boy. I didn't know.
Good old Georgia boy.
I didn't know if he wanted people to know where he was from. So the cat's out of the bag. He's down in Georgia.
From a free state. He's from a free state.
We're down here in the South.
Happily so.
Yeah. So what else was in that swag bag?
Oh, love the patches. Bit of a, I guess, beat this out, but a bit of a patch whore. So appreciated all the patches.
Patch whore is perfectly acceptable on this show.
So you got some Hank Strange patches?
Yeah, got the Hank Strange patch, the Geisley patch, a couple of the Canic patches for the TP9 SA, as Merkel likes to say. There's a couple of pins. I think it was a Glock pin. There was a Kel-Tec KSG pin. Try to go off the top of my head here. There was another pin in there. There's also a writing pin, a bullet pin from, I want to say it was KSG. That may have been Canic as well. Well, there was a lot of Canic gear, Kel-Tec gear, then the assortment of patches.
So just all kinds of cool stuff. And you say your wife took the majority of that?
Yeah, she took a lot of it. She always takes at least half of everything I win. So.
At least.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw the picture. Chuck put up a picture, I think, on Instagram.
Yes. Yeah. As soon as I got home and saw it, cut it up, trying to make it look all pretty, and took a picture of it, posted it up.
Sweet.
All right, cool. Now let's find out what Hank's done cool and exciting in the world of firearms this week. Hank?
Okay, this week I had a very cool visit from a relatively new suppressor company out there called PTP Tactical. Okay, it's a family-owned business from Kentucky, and they came out here to the hacienda and brought a few cans with them, 22 can, 9mm, and 45, and I had a lot of fun shooting those things.
Okay, so silencers, huh? Suppressors.
Suppressors, yes, sir.
You know, we talked about that on the last show, and you couldn't name 5 movies that had suppressors in it.
I did name them.
That was sad, dude. It was sad.
I did name them. James Bond 1, James Bond 2, James Bond 3, James Bond 4.
Expendables 1, Expendables 2. Does not count. Well, that's cool. I'm getting ready to release a video, and again, it's from last SHOT Show. I'm just now getting around to it from SilencerCo.
We're going to SHOT Show again real soon, and you're now catching up.
I'm trying to get them all out. I know it, but they're still relevant. You know, the stuff I'm releasing is still relevant. The SilencerCo had all of their line of suppressors out on the range that day, and I've got a video of going down the line, shooting from the 22 pistol all the way up to the suppressed 12 gauge, baby. That's awesome.
Salvo 12. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that thing, man. That is phenomenal. And they had one for a 300 blackout also. It was called the Omega.
The Omega.
The Omega. Yeah. And it'll suppress all the way up to a 300 Win Mag.
Okay.
But man, was it quiet shooting that 300 blackout. I really thought that was awesome. But you were telling me that you heard something new today, something that was just released today. They dropped a bomb on us.
Yes.
About an internally suppressed handgun.
Yes, SilencerCo today officially, I guess, released what they call the Maxim 9, which is a fully integrated suppressed pistol. It pretty much looks like a Smith & Wesson M&P with a suppressor built into the front of it. It looks a lot like something you'd see in RoboCop or Judge Dredd or something like that. Your favorite sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I saw those pictures today. They look pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it looks interesting. And apparently there's some video of some gun dudes out shooting it on a boat, I don't know, somewhere off the shores of some place, shooting at some fake sharks or something in the water. So
all right, so I've got a picture of it right here, and it looks like, basically what it looks like is a gun, and if you put a light, you know, you put a flashlight on the underneath rail mounting, you know, how it makes it give you that little beefier look up front. That's kind of what it looks like. Or a taser, a taser gun, maybe.
Right. Yes, it does look a lot like a taser gun. That's a good catch on your part. It's interesting. You know, I don't see when the actual release date of that's going to be available or what's the price.
But you're still gonna have to go and get a tax stamp on it. You're gonna have to pay the additional $200 because it's suppressed.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. It would be awesome if you didn't have to do all of that and someone could just go buy the pistol. I'm also wondering, I don't know how concealable that's going to be, so I think what a lot of people on the flip side of that are going to say is, like, what's the point of it? Because you can just get your regular pistol with a threaded barrel and take your suppressor on and off and still
But it's a lot shorter. Look how short it is.
Yeah, it's not...
versus one with a can on it, man. It's like half... It's a little bit longer than... a full-size, what would you call that, M&P?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably about 2 inches or something longer, but it's still got more girth to it, you know?
I don't know. I'm not getting a straight-on picture here. All I see is a profile picture. I'm not getting one to see how thick it is. But it doesn't look like it's any thicker than your
it looks like it would be the
be.
same. Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the holsters for it. So
yeah, I mean, there's a whole new line of holsters that people
will have to be made. I should probably give a shout out to my buddies from Green Force Tactical that makes Kydex holsters. I don't know if you know the Green Force Tactical guys.
Green Force Tactical? No.
Yeah, Green Force Tactical. Those are my buddies.
Green Forest Tactical.
No, Force. Green Force.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of there's a Forest. There's another. Anyway, I can't remember the name right now. There's so many holster companies out there. It's redonkulous. But no, this is good. I mean, this is progress. This is this is the kind of technology and progress in firearms technology that I want to see. You know, if they start pushing, and making these things to where the public's going to want them, you know, where it's just automatically part of the gun. It's automatically suppressed, which is what I was talking about the other day. I mean, I think this is what firearms should be anyway. I think they should be suppressed.
Right.
and there shouldn't be an additional tax for it. No, it should
shouldn't even be additional paperwork. Yeah.
Occurrence. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It should be cheaper.
Yeah.
You're doing the public a service by keeping the sound down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't. The technology may be, and your fan's going off again. There we go. Okay. The technology may, be there to where they've got the R&D curve licked, but yeah. So yeah, I think this is a huge step in the right direction to get the laws changed to where suppressors are just a common accessory for firearms now instead of this taxable vehicle that the government uses. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. One of the things is a lot for most of us when we're training, we've got airs on, and then when you're out there in a situation that could actually go down, you're not going to necessarily have airs on. You probably won't, and that alone could throw off the whole balance of what you're doing because you wouldn't necessarily be ready for all the noise that you're about to make.
Yeah, but a lot of times when you're in those high stress situations, your hearing and everything else goes away. Everything, comes to the tunnel vision. You've heard people talk about that when you get in high stress situations. And I'm sure you're not even thinking about the noise, but still, it's doing damage whether you're cognizant of it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, bravo to SilencerCo, man. And the Maxim 9. Check that out.
Yeah. Interesting to see, how many other companies are going to follow in the footsteps here.
For the handguns, now there's been companies that have done rifles that way.
Yes.
That have built internally suppressed ARs.
Right.
I've even seen it.
I've seen an internally suppressed barrel for a Ruger 1022.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of cool options out there for rifles, just not much on the way of pistols except for this that I could think of.
Yeah, this is the first one I've heard of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure some gun historian out there will tell us that this has existed before in the past, back in 1965.
Just like we were looking for where the Black Knives Matter T-shirt was, a leadhead stepped up and provided a link for us for that.
That was me.
Hi, Chuck.
A super fan.
So basically what he was saying, Hank, is go get your own damn shirt.
Yeah, I know. I caught on to that. I got it. That's all right. Okay.
So, Chuck, did you do anything cool with firearms this week?
Not specifically. I've had an ongoing project that I've been slowly working on whenever I get a chance. I recently acquired from my father an old Remington Model 6 little single shot 22 that's basically been sitting in his attic for the last 30 years and is pretty, rusted out on the outside. When I was able to bring it home, looked at the inside, and the barrel kind of looked fine. So I've been slowly trying to restore it, getting the rust off and cleaning it up. And it's going to be a long, slow process, and I've already kind of messed some things up. But
so you're doing it yourself? You're not?
I'd like to. For now.
For now, until you hit that spot where it's just like, I better let somebody else handle this.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so there's a lot of sentimental value on that one, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was apparently, I guess, my grandfather's when he was a child. From what I've been able to find with the research from it, it was manufactured in like 1928. So it's an old rifle.
Okay, don't mess it up, man. Don't
Okay.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. But you should do your before and after pictures. So post those on the website or on the Facebook page there. The kind of your progress.
Too late for the before, and I don't want to show the current. I did the amateur gunsmith mess up and took the Dremel to it and just couldn't get the rust off.
Dude,
so I'm working on that. I'm working on cleaning that up.
All right, you get the Jackwagon of the Week award. I'm throwing you on the Jackwagon train, man, for that. You know better than that.
I'm still new at this. I'm still new.
Have you never heard of PB Blast?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
some penetrating stuff that you can get when you've got a lot of rust. You can take the parts and, just spray it in a container or something like that and let that stuff sit on it for a while and then clean it off and even use some steel wool or something. And that's coming from Hank Strange, who knows nothing.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into something. Yeah, 'cause I still got other parts I haven't touched yet that I don't want to mess up. So
Yeah,
Go easy. Seek advice.
will do.
if it's got any kind of monetary value,
No, it doesn't. I was one of the things I looked up too, and I think I've seen them like on Gun Trader for like $150 or something like that. So
I got you. Well, you still don't want to jack it up, so you know.
yeah, I mean, I do want to get it in some type of nice working condition and a nice looking condition so that I can use it to teach my kids to shoot someday with.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'd be a good topic to have on the show sometime. Is how to restore, maybe some older guns like that.
Well, now you mentioned.
Now, well, you should have said, hey, you know what, this would have been a good topic for Talking Lead, and then you should have just sent that request and waited. But hey, if there's any lead heads out there listening that are into or have knowledge about gun restoration, shoot us some messages. Shoot Chris a message on our Facebook page. That's a cool project, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what I did in guns this week is I finally got to take the Subby 2000 Gen 2 out.
Sub 2K.
Sub 2K, and man, it was everything I remember it being at SHOT Show Range Day and then some.
Really? Very cool.
Straight out of the damn box, man, at 30 yards was dead solid center, perfect, right on. I didn't have to sight in or nothing.
Very good.
It was perfect, man, and I've probably shot
no cycling issues or stovepipes.
No stovepipes. I shot almost 300 rounds through it between me and Pepper and a buddy of mine that went out, and every one of us were just shooting the bullseye out of the targets consistently, and it cycled perfect. No jams, no issues. I was using the 31 round 9mm Glock magazines, and then I used the 17 round that comes with it. And the ammo, I was using some reload ammo from a company who's no longer around, Vet Made Ammo, which we talked about them before on the show. They're a local company here. I still got a lot of their ammo, which is great ammo. I wish somebody would get that company going back up and going again. But I was just shooting 9mm reloads through it, and it was cycling perfect, and it was dead solid, center perfect shooting, accurate. So then we backed it up to 50, and it was doing the same thing.
Sweet.
And so I took videos. I got some pictures I'm going to be posting of that for you guys to check out. Cool. Next thing I'm going to get some different ammo, run some different ammo through it, maybe try to find some of those. I'm sure it'll shoot them. I don't think the Kel-Tec will have any problem shooting them.
Yeah, I think Kel-Tec always says don't run steel case through their stuff, but I always like to see how it goes through there. I refuse to follow that instruction.
Yeah, that Sub 2000 is one of those guns that I really wanted to look into getting myself someday.
You should do it, man. I mean, they're the perfect backpack gun. You see, I've got my Maxpedition Sitka bag here, which it fits perfectly folded into the Maxpedition Sitka bag. You can get as many magazines as you want in here with it. All your kit, first aid kit, gloves, eye pro, ear pro, extra clothes. I mean, this bag is perfect.
Are you going to do a bunch of mods to yours now that you've actually shot it? What did you think?
I'm not, man. It doesn't need anything. I'm not going to touch it. There is nothing else on it. I adjusted the buttstock back to his the full length of pull on it. Mm-hmm. Which it was fine where it was, but it gave me a little bit extra stability on my reach. So that's the only modification I'm doing to it, man, is the adjustable buttstock that comes standard with it now. It's perfect, man. It doesn't need anything else. It shoots perfect. It's got the rails on there. If I want to throw a light or if I want to throw a scope, something like that on it. I don't think I want to put a hand stop or handguard on it, but just because it just feels so good, just with that contour, my palm grip. Yeah, it's not a round handguard. It's more of a what would you call it, Hank? The handguard shape, just kind of rectangular. Yeah, but it's ergonomical.
It's more molded to fit into your cupped hand. I know that sounds weird, but
because you're familiar with putting things in your cupped hand.
Yes, I've had a lot of practice.
Is it similar to the shape of like the that B5 Systems front guard? That's on the Bravo.
Except it's thinner. Yeah.
Thinner than that one, really.
Yeah. It is.
But it's got the gator grip going along there, so I think that helps with your give you traction, and yeah, I think it's very ergonomic.
Yeah. Well, I didn't grip it up closer to the receiver. I was more out toward the sight, the front post sight. Keeping it out there is that keeps it very stable.
Cost of grip.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So I don't know. I've got a few more things I'm going to run it through just for the fun of it now, because I know it's just a great shooter and it's reliable. So now I want to just try to do maybe some bang up kind of tests, maybe throw some mud and stuff like that in it. But yeah, okay. Other than that, I'm not going to do anything else to it like I did the other one. That other one, the Gen 1, I changed out the handguard, put the Redline Precision handguard on there.
Super modified.
I took the old front post sight off and threaded the barrel and put the Redline Precision iron post sight on it. And I put like some buffer things on the cheek well buffer. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Tacticool makes them where it was like a cheek well buffer thing you could put on there but this thing was comfortable. It seemed like you could get down on it better than you could the old one too. Where the old one you were always just trying to like get your head down as far as you could, and it felt like you were like shoving your cheek into your shoulder to try to get down low enough so you could see through the sight. This one didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Even though he swears they haven't done anything, it seems like you can get on sight a lot easier, a lot quicker.
So it's closer. It's way closer now to being the perfect truck gun.
Yeah, it's the perfect hit the fan gun, definitely.
Yeah.
Pack it up, take it anywhere with you.
Yeah.
Truck gun, camping gun,
now,
zombie apocalypse gun.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of guys out there waiting for the M&P versions, and because they said they were going to do different versions.
Yeah, and that's cool that they're going to make them compatible with other magazines. Not everybody shoots Glock, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Kel-Tec caters to their clients, their customers.
Mm-hmm.
They do a good job with that. So that's really what I did, other than painting a bunch of stuff with my glow-in-the-dark paint that I told you I got to paint my Tactical Walls clock that they got me.
And now you're painting everything with glow. Are you gonna paint Little Marty with some glow-in-the-dark?
I might. I very well might. I might do a little sword fighting at night.
Like lightsaber.
That's right.
Like, hey, baby, let me show you my lightsaber. Dong.
It glows. It grows. It's the lightsaber.
Hey, as long as she doesn't cross swords with you, it's all good.
Wait, it disappeared. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, wait, it disappeared. Oh, wait, there it is.
I think there was some. Remember, wasn't there something with The Simpsons, something like that, where Homer got radiated? Obviously, it wasn't that body part.
He got irradiated. I don't know. I don't watch The Simpsons. I've probably watched one episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I don't get into those.
That'll be a cool meme, man. If you ever do that with your stuff, just make sure you take pictures and share it with the rest of the world.
Of my junk.
The before and after.
That's when Talking Lead will jump the shark.
Yeah. Not that me and Chuck need to see it. It's like, this is the real Talking Lead right here.
I've got so many things I could say that, but I'm not going to. Let's move on to... Let's get to know Talking Lead's #1 lead head, Chuck, a little bit better. Chuck, as you know, being a super fan, whenever we have a new guest on the show, we have a line of questioning that we do.
Yes, sir.
We are going to submit you to that line of questioning today.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay. So tell us how you originally got involved with firearms.
It was actually about 2008, and we had the election of a new president that seemed like he wanted to take away everyone's guns, and I never really grew up with guns, so this was the basically my first opportunity to get into it. And I had a friend that was a really good friend of mine that was really into them, and he kind of led me into a certain platform. Ended up buying my first gun, which was the Springfield XDM N40.
Okay. So are you originally from Georgia?
No, I'm originally from Southeast Virginia.
Okay.
Moved to Florida, and then from Florida up here in Georgia.
Okay. So growing up, you didn't have any hunting guns or shotguns or anything like that your dad or grandpa had?
City boy, no. Then I didn't really have any guns in the house. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So what was how old were you in 2008, if you don't mind us asking?
20, I can't do math. 30.
So you were 30, okay.
Yes.
All right. So that would be considered, a little later on in age, getting involved with firearms, which is nothing wrong with that. But that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's taken off since then. I've just loved anything Pew right now.
Are you still a 40 guy? Are you still an XDM guy?
I like the Springfields. I'm a little bit of everything. I mean, I've got 9, 40, 45.
Okay.
The main calibers. I don't discriminate.
So Hank, ask him the pop culture question.
What's the pop culture question?
When it comes to pop culture, what's your go-to movie, TV show, magazine, whatever it may be? YouTube video, YouTube channel.
Relative to guns. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I can ask anything I want to there, right?
That's the question. That's the question you're asking.
You better answer this right, Chuck. Who is your favorite YouTube gun guy?
That's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, when it comes to pop culture, whether it be a movie, a TV show.
Okay, hold on. I'll do it. Okay, Chuck. When it comes to pop culture, what is a YouTube gun guy with a mohawk that you really enjoy?
I think it's Lola's husband.
No, I'm just.
I think it's Lola, right?
No, let me do this right before Marty just seriously chops that out of it. Okay, so what's your go-to movie, Chuck, when it comes to pop culture?
Go-to movie or just pop culture in general?
Yeah, when it comes to pop culture, what's your go-to movie?
Hey Chuck, you know the question.
Yeah, you know the question. What's the answer to the question that you know already?
Well, lately it's been actually a lot of these podcasts, Talking Lead being the main one that I listen to, but also like the We Like Shooting, This Week in Guns, Student of the Gun. Download all of them, basically listen to them while I'm at work. So I mean that's where I end up getting a lot of information and get find out about new products, new techniques. Get to hear a lot of the personalities that are from YouTube and just from the industry in general.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of us out there that appreciate it. But really, is there, because I have movies that I'll watch at least once a year. So do you have a movie like that, that's something that you would watch once a year? And nowadays it might be something that's gun-related, but it doesn't have to be.
The obvious ones, I mean, when you always hear that people answer this question, the Full Metal Jacket and Sniper, and a lot of those movies like that.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Is that your favorite genre of movie?
Yeah.
I am start getting in a lot of the war type movies. It doesn't even matter really what war. A lot of the old, or a lot of the new movies like Fury, about World War II and the tank. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yes. Well, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Do you like so you like the history stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like it all. The silly stuff too, like the Expendables, stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. You're a fan of the Expendables.
I say, don't discriminate.
Don't discriminate.
Like,
Don't hate. Don't hate.
Exactly.
Who's your favorite Expendable then? Which one of the guys on the Expendables can you relate to the most?
Jet Li.
Really?
I recently started taking martial arts, so it's like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, qualify that answer, Chuck.
Yeah. What about you, Marty? What about you? Who do you relate to in the Expendables the most?
Oh, man, Barney. I'm Barney, dude. Yeah, I'm Barney.
Barney
I got to be one of them. Who I am. Barney is Sly Stallone, man.
Stallone's character? That's his name, Barney?
Yeah, it's Barney.
Okay, I've seen those movies a bunch of times. I never realized his name was Barney.
Yeah, me either.
Isn't that his name? His name? Now you got me questioning. I'm pretty sure.
This must be research now. Okay, while we're researching that, I'm just going to answer mine. Mine is Christmas. I feel like the British guy.
Barney.
Since you know that I'm British, right? You know that.
Yeah. Sly Stallone is Barney. That's the name of it. Barney Ross.
What? I can't even believe that.
Yep,
wow, you're right.
the name of it.
Amazing.
It shows how much you pay attention to the damn movie, man.
I don't like. You know what? I try to ignore Sylvester Stallone, man. And
I didn't watch it for the character development.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I never realized his name was Barney. You got me on that one.
Not really watching it for the storyline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got weird Barney and Christmas and.
I like Jason Statham's character too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Christmas.
That's
So
Christmas.
then, and then Dolph Lundgren is Gunner.
Gunner. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Yeah.
die in like the first one and then came back in the second one? Or
Lundgren? No, I don't
No.
think he ever died. Yeah.
Now, what's his name? Cruz.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews got shot, but he didn't die.
Yeah. And now they have Wesley Snipes' crazy butt in there.
See, I didn't like that because all that was is they just basically he and Christmas had the same talents. So I was like,
Yeah.
what's the purpose in having two knife dudes?
Yeah, and then do you remember his line? He goes, "I'm the knife before Christmas."
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the
Like
only
straight
reason
out of the 80s.
they had that character in there, so they could throw that cheesy line in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt a little uncomfortable, and Terry Crews was like, dude, because you guys would not realize this, but there's a rule amongst the black peoples that the white peoples can only have one black friend. So Terry Crews was like, damn, this is where I buy it now. And then sure enough, they kill him, but then they're like, oh, we'll bring him back in the end.
Well, they don't kill him. I think he gets shot in the butt, actually, didn't he? He gets shot in the ass.
No, he got shot up pretty good.
And Mel Gibson shoots him.
Yeah. So everyone's like, I know, I was thinking that. Yeah.
With going on his big racial tyrant that he went on, got accused of.
I think he did shoot him in the butt, but he shot him in more than the butt in part 3. Because he was in the hospital for, I think they thought he was going to die and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
He probably went off and made some other movie. See, that's, you can tell when they're doing that during the movies, when they write character to be in a hospital bed through the whole movie.
Is they only had room for one black guy in the script, so
yeah,
they had to.
Exactly. There you go.
And from what I've heard about Wesley Snipes, he probably wanted to have his own, as much camera time as possible. So he's a bit of a camera whore, from what I understand. I don't know.
Well, now he's got a TV show.
Wesley Snipes does?
Yeah,
or Terry
man.
Crews?
No, Wesley Snipes. I think Terry Crews I don't know if he still has a TV show.
did Wesley Snipes take care of all of his legal issues?
He
Oh,
went to
I'm
jail,
sure.
if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, he's served his time and is out.
Yeah, he did his time, and I think he paid the stuff. He paid the fees or
Back
whatever.
taxes or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was just IRS stuff, really.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it all over again.
Yeah, now he's on a TV show. There's a TV show. I think it's called Runner or something like that. That he's going to be on.
Okay.
He's not the main character, but he's no. It's called The Player.
The Player.
Yeah, The Player.
So is it like a drama TV show?
I think it's this show. I don't know if it's in Vegas, but it's basically a show where they get a criminal. From what I've seen of the trailers that I've seen, they get a
It's not like
criminal.
he's got a talk show or anything like that.
No, they get some kind of criminal, and everyone bets on whether or not he can escape the police or some craziness like that. It's one of those kinds of shows.
Okay.
So I'm guessing every week the guy's going to commit some kind of crime, and they're going to bet on whether or not he gets caught or.
And that won't last a season.
I don't know.
It's probably already canceled. It probably
I
never
could
made it
I
back.
could already see that Wesley's gonna snap on someone, and
He's gonna pull a
snap on
Charlie
someone.
Sheen. He's gonna pull a Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No. When
All right, so
Wesley
Chuck.
Snipes loses it, he loses it.
Chuck, next question is there a gun that you once owned that you wish you had back?
No.
Okay. Because you're relatively new in the firearms.
Yeah, and there's only 2 guns that I've ever gotten rid of, and I was happy to get rid of both of them.
What were they?
And that goes to the next question: is there one that you were ashamed to admit to owning?
Yeah, probably the Smith & Wesson, the SVW9, whatever.
The Glock wannabe that costs like
the Glock wannabe. Yeah.
Get an Academy Sport. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one.
I got you. Okay.
The other one that I had, I'm not necessarily ashamed I own, but I just didn't like it that much, was the little Ruger LCP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The 380. Didn't like that one at all. Just did not like the trigger pull.
Yeah, I hate the trigger.
Trigger was terrible.
Yeah. So you obviously weren't very accurate with it.
Well, it was just like you started pulling, and then you kept pulling, and then you were pulling, and you were pulling and pulling until it went
That's
bang.
what kills the accuracy on those little 380s.
And it was heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long and heavy. I just didn't like it very much. It hurt my hand to shoot, too.
Okay.
Those guns are designed to just go up, slam it in the gut, and just.
Yeah. Or it's like Marty was saying earlier. That's the kind of thing that the moment when you need it, if you have it on you, you're not really going to notice any of those uncomfortable things, and probably someone's going to be really close. You know, you're maybe backing them off, or it's like a gut shot or something like that.
Yeah.
Remember? Gut shot.
Now, I had the one with the integrated laser, too, and it just, I don't know, there was no point of having the laser if you couldn't shoot it straight. So
Exactly.
So, Chuck, what is a gun that you must have before you kick the bucket? What is your bucket list gun?
Actually, probably has a little bit to do with with where I work and the program I work on. I work at Lockheed as an engineer and work on the C-130 program. So if I could have anything,
very cool.
It would be an AC-130.
There you go.
Nice.
That counts.
With its 30 millimeter cannons and 105 millimeter cannons. That's I would love to have one.
It's targeting systems and all that. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I think we all could safely say that we would all like to have.
I could fly it. I could fly it for you.
Yeah, and I'll be back there on the systems just taking out terrorists. It'd be awesome.
What do you think one of those goes for? You work at what can I pick up a used AC-130 for?
Fully loaded.
What is that gonna set me back?
Well, I work more on the new J model. I think we finally did finish one AC-130. I don't think it gets commissioned for another couple years. But I don't know, somewhere just south of maybe 100
mil.
Yeah, we could pull that off, Marty. If me and you pool our money.
Well, we just got to charge our sponsors a little bit more.
I would totally live on an AC-130, man.
Oh yeah, I would too, man.
Awesome. It's loud. It's loud, but you know.
So what kind of improvements have they made in the new J? Did you say it's the J model? What it's called?
J model, yeah.
Yeah. What improved? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, it's more mission computer based. A lot of things have been automated that were manual before. So I mean,
did they put air conditioned seats on it?
No.
No air conditioned seats, huh?
No air conditioned seats. I mean, the J itself is still 15 years old, so it's not necessarily a brand new platform, but none of the existing AC-130s are J models.
Now, do those have ejection seats on them?
No.
No ejection seats either. Man, you can't get any kind of James Bond seats going on those things.
Yeah,
man.
It can't really be what you need it to be without at least one ejection. But you could probably retrofit it with an ejection seat, man.
Nice. Open the door in the back and jump out.
So it's not like a fighter jet. You're going to have some time when those suckers are going down. You're going to know it.
No, this is a transport aircraft.
So you can pretty much
just supplies. You can take
throw
ammo.
your parachute on.
Yeah. I'm going to wait until you can
on your way back.
I'm going to wait until you could pick those up for about $10,000. How long you think that's going to be? You know, like you know how you can get those Army surplus vehicles.
Maybe 1900.
Speaking of, I watched. Have you seen the movie Lord of War?
Lord of War, yeah.
With Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
He's an arms dealer. I watched that again this week. I love that movie.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
he's got like his uncle that was at. He was a Russian, and during the end of the Cold War, he was going to his uncle, and this is based on a true story. And he was buying the Russian helicopters and tanks, and dude was just selling them.
Mm-hmm.
He was going and selling them to his nephew, and then his nephew was exporting them all over the world, I guess.
Mm-hmm. There was
That's a
actually
good movie,
a time when there
if
was
you've not
nothing.
seen
There
it.
was nothing illegal about that, right?
Well, there was ways that you had to go about doing it, but yes, it was illegal.
Wasn't he trying to sell to both sides?
They had no moral ethics, basically. It was like whoever wanted to buy their stuff, they'd sell it to them. If you could spend the day at the range with anyone or any group, be it fictional, still living, or not with us any longer, who would that be?
Actually, I mean, I've met a lot of the, I guess the guys that have been on this show and a lot of the YouTube personalities at NRA this year, including Hank and yourself. Man, I'd just love to go out with you guys and just go out and shoot with you guys, just soak up whatever knowledge that I could and have y'all just show me just all the really cool stuff.
That's so.
That's
He
what
don't
I
know
want to
us
do.
very well, does he?
Yeah, it's very humbling. It's actually very humbling, but in my mind, I'm like, you're crazy. Why do you want to hang with us?
We just get
Nah,
out there
man,
and
it's cool.
goof around.
That's how you get. That's how you get STDs.
Hanging with pirates and where did you say you're from this week?
I'm a gypsy. I'm a gypsy.
A gypsy. Yeah, pirates and gypsies will get you STD every time, baby.
Yeah.
Arr.
No, that's cool, man. It's cool to
Well,
hear
that's
that.
cool. Thanks, man.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, maybe we can make that happen then. You're just
That
down
would
in
be awesome.
Georgia.
That's right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That gives me an idea.
Uh-oh. It's
You
not,
just
it's
gave
a
me an
dangerous
idea.
thing. That's dangerous, man. Don't have ideas.
I'm going to write it down while I'm thinking about it.
Uh-oh. Now he's writing stuff down. I'm really worried now.
All right, well, very cool, man. We appreciate that. You know, I don't know how much you're going to learn by spending time on the radio. You probably learn what not to do.
He's going to go in reverse. He's going to come out like
He'll come up stupider than when he
knowing
came.
nothing about guns after that.
Hey, learning what not to do is still learning.
hmm
As long as you walk away alive, yes, it is.
Yeah. You know, that brings me to something, I mean, that I was thinking about. I don't want to, jump in there, Marty.
Oh, jump
but,
in there, Hank. Come on.
I was thinking about this. Do you ever come across gun store owners that don't know gun laws? You ever come across that?
I've run across gun store owners that don't know guns, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all
Not
the
here in
time.
Georgia. Not the ones
Not-
that I've seen or I've visited.
Not necessarily the owners, but the people that work in the stores.
Maybe the big box stores, but the gun shops that I go to, I mean, I think I probably go to for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I can go there and learn something from them.
Yeah, I mean, I go into a lot of different gun stores, and I find that sometimes that it's amazing what, because everyone has a different idea of what laws are. Like some gun store owners think that suppressors are illegal to own or sell. There's just all kinds of things like that go on.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
like
I guess
you
it
said, the
depends
people
on
who work in
what
the store.
state they're in, also.
Yeah, well, I heard the story recently about a gun store owner in Florida that thought it was illegal to sell suppressors.
See, that's stupid on his part because he's cutting himself out of business. That's sales that he could have, money that he could have. So,
Now, I mean, technically, it could be illegal if you don't have a Class 3. If you don't have the Class 3
Well,
license.
yeah, you got to have the proper licensing, but if he's got the
Yeah.
proper licensing, then it's not illegal to do that.
Yeah, I think I usually see more of that issue at gun shows rather than gun shops.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen it at gun shops too, man. I've seen some pretty
Yeah.
stupid people telling people stuff. And then we'll go ahead. Let's get into our fact to fight the myth this week.
SDI is proud to present the Talking Lead Fact to Fight the Myth.
So that's a good segue, and we didn't even plan that. But all right. So what you were saying, going to these gun stores and or what I was saying, you go into these gun stores and hearing these gun shop workers tell people certain things. So I was hearing one the other day where the guy was saying that the angle of the grip on different models, which there are different angles of grips on different models of handguns, affects your sight, your accuracy, which is stupid because your front post sight and your rear sight, you line those up and it's going to shoot. Doesn't matter what the angle of your.
So this guy was saying that the angle that you would have on a 1911 versus what you have on a Glock, because those are two things that have different kinds of
Great
angles.
examples. Yes.
Yeah.
Or an MP versus a Glock.
Yeah.
Yes, it affects the accuracy. And I was like blown away. I was like, what an idiot. I mean, as long as you've got, that's why you have a front sight and a rear sight. And that's why you go to the range to make sure those are lined up, and then you make the necessary adjustments. But once you've got them adjusted, once you get your, you put that front sight where it's supposed to go, that's where it's going to go. It doesn't matter what kind of angle the dangle of your angle of your grip.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy things. You sometimes hear crazy things. Like I hear if people that are new to guns go into gun stores, you'll always hear where they're telling them, you know what you need? A shotgun. And let me explain why. Because when you make this racking sound, you don't even need to have it loaded. Make this racking sound, and that's the most terrifying sound in the world. But if that person who just kicked in your door in the middle of the night, and they're a crackhead or whatever, I don't think if they just did that.
If that were true, and if that were true, all you needed was a stapler. A stapler makes that noise too. So you wouldn't even need a shotgun. Yeah. It's just record that sound on your cell phone.
Just make it with your mouth.
And see how safe you're going to feel by just having that noise. Exactly. Yeah.
It seems like too old school, and I often think to myself, don't these guys get like continued education or something? That
it should be required, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Some people out there may agree with this. I heard a gun store owner telling a young woman that was in the store looking for her first handgun that the best thing is a revolver, and that's not necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily true to go to it being a revolver. I'm not saying a revolver is a bad option, but
it's not by default the best solution for that person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would have liked to have heard. What her needs were. He didn't ask her what she wanted it to use it for. Yeah. Anything. Has she ever shot a gun before? What's comfortable, what's not comfortable. He didn't qualify that answer. He just came out and said, a J-frame's the best thing for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, and what wound up happening is, I saw the young woman just leave, and I think that's the thing that you should do. You should always, these things can fit the person, and you have to find out who is this person, what are they looking for, what can they handle, what's their level of understanding, and all that kind of stuff that goes into things. And I know for myself and Lola, when we first got into this stuff, a lot of people told her that, and she got a revolver, and she really does not like revolvers. Yeah, and there's a lot of things I think for women that would stop them from carrying revolvers, but everyone says, because if you get the revolver, it's always going to work.
Not because they never fail, right? True.
Yeah,
supposedly.
They probably have a less failure rate because there's less moving parts. I mean, anytime you got less moving parts, it's just it's logic. It's simple physics, simple logic. So when you got more moving parts, you got more things that could go wrong.
Yeah,
thus leading to more failures. But
yeah,
I do not like revolvers. Just not to like them. It's just for me, shooting revolvers and the magazine, the bullet capacity. That's a big thing for me. Also, is I want to have more than 6 rounds. And screw you people who say if you can't get it done with 6 and you can't get it done.
You can't get it with 2 or 1.
Well, what about those other 10 people that are after my ass? Or that guy that's hopped up on methamphetamines, or what's the crazy wacky drug that makes people Superman?
Bath salts.
I don't know. Yeah.
Bath salts? Yeah. Whatever, and you empty a whole magazine into him, and he's still coming after you.
It's The Walking Dead.
I think there's a lot of things.
The stupidity and naivety of people to say that.
I think there's a lot of things that go wrong there.
Can a revolver get it done? Yes, absolutely. A revolver can get it done, under the right circumstances. But you never know what circumstances are going to be. It's the unknown. So I want to be prepared for as much as possible for the unknown.
Right. I think one of the things is if you don't have it on you in the first place when you need it, then it's totally useless. So if you and a lot of women wind up carrying in their purse, which winds up being a problem in my opinion, because you can get separated from your purse and all that kind of stuff. So now if you're going to carry that on you, you have to ask yourself, what are women going to actually conceal carry? The cylinder could get in the way, and then if they're going to conceal carry a revolver, are they going to feel... A lot of the revolvers out there have a long trigger pull, like we were talking about before, a short barrel and all that kind of stuff. And so when they actually go to the range, they find that even from 6 to 10 yards, they're not even accurate with it. So even if they wind up carrying that thing on them and then they need it, they're really not accurate, even at a close distance.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that goes into, after you get your carry permit, you need to train, and you need to train with what you're going to carry. That way you're going to know, after your first session of training with that gun, whether that's going to be the right gun for you or not. Whether you need to sell that gun and get something different.
Which is the reason I got rid of those two.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're not going to know until you use them. The only way to really find out is to take the training courses. Yeah. Find a local firearms instructor, qualified, and sign up for some classes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think when they get asked that question by someone, they should say, it really depends for each person and who they are and what they're looking for. Start from there instead of just trying to sell them a shotgun or a revolver and get them out the door. Even if they have a bunch of things to think about, if you give them good information, they're going to go, you know what? When I'm ready, I'm going to come back to this place. I go to a lot of places, and especially when I started this, I went to places where when they spoke to me like that, I was like, yeah, I'm not buying anything from these guys.
Hank, I think you should start a traveling training company or course that goes to these gun stores and it shows them how to properly sell a firearm.
Yeah.
Education. And I'm kind of being facetious.
Get your personal bias out.
I'm kind of being a smartass about it, but it does. Somebody needs to do that. Somebody needs to go undercover and just film all these idiotic things that these gun people say, and then play it back to them and say, pay me $2,500 right now, and I'm going to train you how to properly do this, and I won't release this film.
Yeah. Definitely get some continuing education classes and keep up to date with what the current laws are and how to deal with your customer, because the customer should be number one and you should know how to deal with them and figure out who they are. And what's happening nowadays is that women have a lot more buying power than they used to. I guess 100 years ago, I think women have had buying power for some time. Realize that when you're dealing with women, respect them instead of saying like, "Okay, you little old lady."
Don't be condescending.
Yeah, exactly. Be respectful. They're intelligent people. They get this stuff.
Not all girls want pink guns.
Oh no. Yeah.
Some do though. Some guys want pink guns.
Some do. You gotta ask the question though.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
That's right. All right. So that's kind of a couple of facts to fight the myth. There is that gun shop employees don't know everything. So take it with a grain of salt when you go and you're asking their advice. Always get second, third, fourth opinions. And what was the first one? What did I start this whole thing off with? The angle of your grip, the grip angle, does not affect your accuracy.
Yeah. I actually had a fan one time that would
affect your accuracy.
I had a fan sending me messages because he went to a store and there was a Kel-Tec RFB there, and the guy in the store was telling him that it can only run 308. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And this guy was
all right, and here's the thing, what you do there is you don't take the gun store's word for it. I mean, you say, okay, and if it sounds suspicious to you, call the manufacturer, and the manufacturer will tell you.
Right.
And the best way to call him out is to make him call the manufacturer right there for you.
Yeah, well, these guys were trying to tell him that it wouldn't run 7.62 by 51 NATO. It wouldn't run the NATO route. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So there's a lot of crazy things that happen like that. Definitely try to stay up with things that are going on, and don't automatically beat down people when they know a little bit more than you do, because all of us, there's something that we don't know.
Absolutely, and that goes back to our show. We were talking with Aaron Cowan, is don't eat your own. Find out if somebody's doing something that doesn't look right or the way you would do it. Ask them and find out why they're doing it that way, because there's probably a good reason as to why they're doing it that way. Mm-hmm. And then if there's no good reason, then call them out and and try to correct them, but don't be overly critical.
Yeah.
All right, good fact to fight the myths, guys.
SDI's 32-semester credit-hour certificate program in gunsmithing and 60-credit-hour Associate of Science in Firearms Technology degree program can work hand-in-hand and are the most complete training programs of their kind. SDI strives to give you the best quantity and quality of professional gunsmithing information and tools. These programs are perfect for students interested in careers in the firearms industry or for those who are interested in owning their own gunsmithing business. Our programs are delivered via distance learning, which allows our students to maintain full-time jobs, families, military service, and more while working towards their degree or certificate. The Sonoran Desert Institute mission is adding value to our students' lives by providing innovative, relevant, and applicable workplace-driven education through distance-delivered instructions. Visit them at sdi.edu.
Hank, there was another thing that you were telling me about off air, and it had to do with one of those cleaning companies, one of those snake oil companies. What was that all about?
Well, we've got a little bit of controversy right now with FireClean. You've heard of FireClean, right? Lubricant.
Yeah, actually have some samples, but I've never used them.
Right. So there is there's a controversy. It's you can find it on the Firearm blog. I guess they started it, but it's all over the place. Where they say pretty much FireClean is vegetable oil, specifically Crisco pure canola.
Really? So they're just buying Crisco and selling it as gun oil?
Well, apparently, if you read through this article, the guy that has the patent on Crisco is the same guy that has the patent on FireClean, and then also they did some spectral analysis, I want to say is what they did. Spectral analysis that, according to that, it looks like the same chemicals.
Or similar.
Yeah, or very similar chemicals, and it brings up this whole controversy. I don't think that this would be just happening with FireClean. I think there's probably several companies out there that are taking stuff like engine oil and things like that and repackaging it, rebranding it as.
You think people are really doing that?
I think so, and they're making money, and I
just by coming up with a catchy name.
I think so, and based on the way that I think about it, I'm not really mad at them. I think, hey, that's all part of free enterprise. It's up to us if we want to save money, because you could just go out there and buy a bottle of Crisco, instead of getting this little bottle of FireClean, and paying way more for it. You can get a bottle of Crisco that'll probably last you for the rest of your life, or engine oil or any of the other things out there. So
yeah, so this guy. He holds the patent for Crisco, and he's the one who started the FireClean.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that part.
Yeah, well, let's see here. Let's look through it. Let's look at the article.
Okay, because that would make. I mean, I could see that. It's like, hey, I've got this product that'll do multiple things. I'll just call it something else over here for this industry versus this industry. But if it's somebody just taking Crisco and shoving it in, their bottles, and I would. If I was Crisco, I would sue them for that. Big time.
Yeah, I'll stick with my modern Spartan systems.
That a boy.
Man, it's nanotechnology.
Right.
No, that stuff is legit though.
Here goes the article. FireClean founder Edward Sugg was listed on a patent available to the public listing alternative uses for vegetable oil, such as canola oil, including firearm lubricants, etc. So there's a connection of the person who owns FireClean and public patents connected to things like canola oil, etc. Yeah, there's a connection there. And you know what? I think this happens often, man. I think we see this a lot. Really, maybe they put a few little minerals or something in there, and they say, no, it's not exactly the same thing, so technically it's not exactly the same thing, but pretty much it is. There have been other kinds of controversies like that out there, and I know a lot of guys who don't use those things, and they do use motor oil and other things out there.
They use the grease that mechanics use. What's that grease called? Silicone grease. They just use silicone grease.
Yeah,
I know guys that just do that because they're like, this is all you need right here. Is just a little silicone grease and you're done, man. That's all you need.
Yeah. You know what? Look,
makes sense. Why would it not be good for guns, which are have less heat, I guess, than a car's engine.
Yeah.
You know, if it works good on a car's engine, why wouldn't it work good on a firearm?
Yeah, I'm not mad at the companies for doing this and making money. I think that's enterprising, and people have done it for a long time. I think it's, if you want to save money and be sensible, and you do your research and you're not doing things that do damage to your guns, then there's alternatives. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's guys who've done videos and things like that out there looking at this and looking at alternatives that people can use, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And at the same time, if people want to spend a lot of money on marketing and branding things and putting it out there, and we go and we spend a lot of money and buy that thing and we swear it's the best thing in the world, then there you go, you know.
Yeah. If you use it and you like it, then
yeah,
you know, more power to you.
Yeah. If you want to live in the matrix, live in the matrix.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think the reason this is coming out is people feel duped. They're like, you know, they're just selling me Crisco oil. They're not selling me any kind of new magical, environmentally safe, you know, product here. It's just they feel duped, I think is what it is at that point.
Yeah, but I would say again that this happens a lot.
Oh, I know it does. You know it does.
Happens a lot, right?
Not just in the firearms industry either. I mean, it happens in everything that we do. Just like the vitamins and, you know, the supplements that we buy. A lot of this stuff is made by one company, and these other companies just pay them to put their label on it. And it's the exact same product, but because you've got a brand name on this one, you're paying 3 times as much than you are for, you know, the Kroger brand. But it's the exact same pill made at the exact same factory.
Yeah.
Using the exact same.
They do that with batteries. They do it with all kinds of different things. You know, we don't want to buy things made in China, but a lot of stuff is made in China. You know, one thing's very expensive and one thing is cheap, but they were made in the same company by the same company in the same factory in China. So there's a lot of stuff like that going on. It's up to us to be more educated consumers.
Yeah.
Amen.
So I'm shaking the show up a little bit, as you guys probably are probably racking your brains like, what happened to the Jackwagon this week? And let's do the Jackwagon. So bring it home, Gunny.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead Jackwagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so I've got 2 guests, so we should get at least 2 Jackwagons on the train this week. Let's start with the talking lead #1 fan, Chuck Sanford. Chuck, who's your Jackwagon this week?
I don't know if everyone will necessarily agree with it, but I guess I had heard a clip from Jeb Bush on what was his name? New talk show, late night talk host, and he was asked.
Seth?
Colbert.
Is it Seth?
Colbert.
Oh, Colbert. Okay, Colbert.
He was asked a question. I guess it was some audience member question about what would you do about. But it was talking about doing background checks, expanding background checks to try to better cover people with mental illness.
Okay.
And that part of the answer was like, okay, it could go. He didn't necessarily say how he would do it, but it could go either way. But then he was asked about, well, how do you implement that? And he basically starts to invoke the 10th Amendment, basically saying that even though the Second Amendment gives us the natural right to protect ourselves with firearms, it's up to this. It should be up to the states to be able to regulate that.
Okay. So I'm looking at something right here. It says Jeb Bush. There's not a national right to gun ownership.
Right. He was Colbert had said something along the lines of that since there is a national document that guarantees our right to own firearms, shouldn't there be a national document
so here it is.
That allows us to
carry so I got it right here. So when Colbert asked the governor if the Constitution implied a national right to gun ownership, Bush seemed to indicate that he believed each state had the right to legislate gun ownership as they see fit. And Colbert, quote, well, the right to have an individual firearm to protect yourself is a national document in the Constitution. So shouldn't that also be applied nationally? Jeb.
He just says no.
Jeb says, no, not necessarily. There's a 10th Amendment to our country. The Bill of Rights has a 10th Amendment that says powers are given to the states to create policy, and the federal government is not the end-all and be-all. That's an important value for this country, and it's an important federalist system that works quite well.
And as we learned last week, he is one of, I guess, the 3 Republican contenders that do not own firearms. And this is basically just like another stance that he has as being anti-Second Amendment.
Yeah. So it says after the story broke, the Bush campaign contacted the Daily Caller to explain that Bush is a strong supporter of the Second Amendment and that he wasn't trying to argue that states have the right to limit the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but a lot of states are limiting it. It's one of these things that everyone should have this right in this country. There's states that severely limit it, like New York, California, Connecticut,
Hawaii,
Illinois. There's a bunch of states that severely limit it. Some even, are just.
Did you just say Illinois?
What they do. I do that too.
You just said Illinois.
Yeah. The thing is that I understand where his argument is coming from, but it's something that we need as a country to stay above the fray of the rest of the world, so we don't go down the drain. We don't go to hell in a handbasket with the rest of the world because of these states that are limiting things.
Well, it seemed like in the statement that he was putting the 10th Amendment above the Second Amendment. That he was saying that he was applying a 10th Amendment on a natural right, which I just don't agree with.
A natural
right to be able to defend ourselves any way we see fit.
Yeah, but they're talking about national. They're not talking about natural right. They're saying it's a national right because it's in the Constitution. It's it's the Second Amendment.
A national right to regulate the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment gives us the natural right to be able to protect ourselves any way we see fit.
Yeah, I think it should be natural and national. I think it should be natural and national. It's a natural right, and it should be a national right for everyone in the country.
Well, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. The government should have no say. It shouldn't be on any document that says we can or we can't because it is a natural right. We don't need the government to tell us that.
Which is the point of the Second Amendment.
We don't need the government to tell us who we can marry, when we can marry, anything like that. We don't. The government doesn't need to be a part of marriages.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. They don't. They need to do as little as possible, as far as I'm concerned.
So, all right. So yeah, Jeb Bush, welcome to the Jackwagon train.
Yeah. Probably not for the first time.
Double speak politician, you.
Hank,
who's your Jackwagon?
I second whatever Chuck said. What Chuck just said.
Okay, but who's your Jackwagon this week?
That's how. Whatever that guy that Chuck just said.
So my Jackwagon is Hank Strange for the 3rd week in a row. Not having a Jackwagon.
I refuse to conform.
Oh.
To the structure of your show. I feel I have a natural right. Okay? I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on me.
By you not conforming, you have conformed to my show because my show has no
My non-conformism is a conformism? Is that what you're saying?
That's
You're double-speaking me now?
Nope. I'm good at that. I learn from the best, man. I learn from the best. So that was our Jackwagon. Chuck, super leadhead, #1 fan. Thank you for bringing that to the table, brother. We appreciate that.
No problem.
That was a good one. So now it's time to wrap the show up, guys. So Hank, are you going to the IV888 shoot? Did you say you're going to that or not?
No, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it out there this year to hang out with you guys. Got some other things going on.
You just don't want to give me my knife back. I know what it is.
Yeah, you know.
Is that the one with the rape whistle?
Yeah. You need to forget about that. I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
Exactly. It's the one that he's supposed to be putting in his video since he's had it. It's supposed to make like secret cameo appearances.
That would be acknowledging the existence. No,
it's like secret cameo appearances. It's supposed to be making. But
I should have brought it out here when we were doing this, but we're audio only. Actually, I have it. I have it right now. Look at it. This is awesome.
Let me see.
What is the name of this knife? No, I'm not going to be able to make
fine.
it.
You can continue to borrow my knife. That's fine.
Oh, it's
I have
borrowing
others
now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make it out to the show. It was fun last year. I know you. I'm sure it'll be even more fun this year.
That's what I'm understanding, and there's going to be more vendors. There's going to be more guns. There's going to be more gunpowder. More things that go boom, better food, from what I understand. But
yeah,
that's coming up first of next month, so that's something I'm going to be attending.
Those videos are going to be sick.
Yep. There's going to be
last year.
There's going to be some good times going on there. But that's what I got coming up with that, and then I'm going to continue to do some more with the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. I got some more videos from SHOT Show that I'm going to be dropping hot off the press.
Don't you have some videos from SHOT Show 2014 also?
I probably do. I've got some footage probably from those two. But,
just call it retro. Just Throwback Thursdays, you know?
Yeah. But I'm still working on I got a new segment that I'm working on that's still keep it under wraps right now. I've got a sponsor that I'm working with on that, but that's going to be something I think you guys are really going to be excited about. It'll be like a once a month kind of deal that we're going to do.
Sweet.
And that's about all I got going right now. I'm sure there's a whole lot more. As you can tell, I'm a little under the weather, so my brain's not working good. So.
Okay.
Hank, what you got? What you got coming up, bro?
Where right now we just put out the interordinance. Remember last week I was showing you that interordinance AK pistol? So we've got a video that we released yesterday that's on Full 30, and in a few days it'll be on YouTube. I've also got a video coming up in the works from PTP Tactical, the suppressor company out of Kentucky. That's going to be on my channels. That should be fun. I've got a follow-up on the Diamondback DB FS9 that we plan to come out with, which is basically, that was the full-size 9mm handgun from Diamondback, and people want to know, I think I put out a video more than a year ago, and folks want to know what I think about that, so I'm not going to spill the beans. That's coming up. You'll see what I think about that bad boy.
Very cool. Chuck, what do you got coming up, brother?
And just work.
Just working? You're not going to any gun shows, or are you going to go to we got to meet you in person this year at NRA here in Nashville. Yes. Are you going to be going to any events like that?
Probably not until NRA next year.
Okay. So you'll be.
That's going to be in
Louisville, right?
Louisville, yeah. We're trying our best to make it. Try to do it without the kids this time.
Apparently there's something in the water up there, because he had, how many kids you got, like 20 kids? Something like that? I mean, you had a whole bunch, you had an army there, man.
Yeah, three kids and 3 dogs, so yeah, it's a full household.
And Chuck's a baby maker.
And a wife. I mean, separate the wife from the dogs. There you go.
Yep.
And she is a very lovely wife, by the way. You're a lucky man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I second that. You know what I'd like to ask Chuck? What kind of stuff would you like to see us, myself, Talking Lead, and the other YouTube channels out there that you support? What kind of videos would you like to see us making, man? You're a fan.
What are you not getting? What are you not getting in your firearms entertainment that you need?
I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, you guys keep bringing out the new stuff, and that's the kind of stuff I like seeing. So keep doing what you're doing.
Let me ask you this: what about torture tests? Do you get tired of torture tests, or do you never get tired? Never get tired of torture tests? Huh?
Nah, I never get tired.
Do you have a time limit of videos? Are you one of those guys that only likes 2 to 5 minute videos, or do you like hour-long videos? What do you?
I'd say up to 10 minutes. 10 minutes max.
10 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
5 minutes is good. I can watch up to 10.
Okay.
All right, so
Depending on how entertaining it is.
that reminds me, I got a message from one of the lead heads the other day, and it was a couple of shows back, one where it was like an hour and a half long show, or one of my longer shows, and he sent me a message that said something about, you know, I want to watch a TV show, not a mini-series. He's like, you know, the show's too long. I was just like, do you not have a pause button? Can you not pause it and then come back and listen to the rest later? You don't have to listen to the show all at one time if you don't want to, lead heads.
Yeah,
break it up.
I love doing that.
Break it up in segments.
Yeah, or listen while you're working, listen while you're driving.
Just cut it up in segments.
Yeah. And if you really want your lady friend to enjoy herself, listen to this show when you're making love.
Making the sweet love.
Yeah. That's right. Put the sign up on the
Chuck.
door and turn on Talking Lead.
That's right. while Hank Strange is playing on the YouTube in the background.
Wow,
Yeah.
chicka, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Put the headphones on, listen to Talking Lead while you're watching Hank Strange YouTube videos.
Exactly. That will
Making
totally
sweet love to your girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. Chuck, man, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for all your support and continued participation with the show. And yes, guys, I'm going to continue to do the trivia. I just don't have one prepared for this week. We'll start those again next week. New prizes, new trivia questions. It's going to be awesome.
No, but thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
And I was going to say,
Thank you.
Chuck's not allowed to win at least for another 6 months. So
Yeah.
everybody else will have a chance. No, Chuck, you're still
Dang on it.
you're still eligible.
We need more people
mean,
like Chuck out there.
I gotta give you credit on the last one. You beat like, oh gosh, I don't know. There's like over 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over 100 that came in. So I mean, it was completely random. I use a little program that randomizes everything, and you won. So it's fair and square, man.
I thought it was just me and the other guy.
Well, it really is, but I want people to think there's a lot more than that. So,
Yeah. I think Chuck is such a fan, you should change the Jackwagon to the Chuckwagon.
the Jackwagon. Oh, look, it's the lovely Lola Strange, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, did you just see Lola Strange in the background?
She was flashing me with her flashbang bra
Yeah.
holster.
Tell her I
yeah.
said- tell
He's
her I
still
said
thinking
thank you.
about your flashbang video, and Chuck says thank you. She says you're welcome, Chuck. We love people like you, Chuck. We would not be able to do this without guys like you that really get in there and support us, man. It's a big deal to us. So
No, seriously, that's the only reason I continue to do the show.
Because of me?
I mean, you got. Well, it's guys. It's you. It's guys like you. It's guys like me. I mean, I'm just a regular old guy that just likes to get on here and talk. Talk guns. And you guys encourage me by saying, "Hey, I want to hear this. I want to see this.
yeah.
This would be cool
You know what?
to talk about."
Yeah, it's tough to do this kind of thing and do it every day, and to get out there and do all the social media marketing and all the kind of things that you have to do to get a show, to make shows and make videos and do that stuff. But I know, especially when I go out to things like the NRA and actual people come up to me and they know who I am and they thank me and they say keep going, that's awesome. That actually gives me a boost to go through the rest of the year. So it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate everything that you guys do. I mean, I'm speaking just for all the lead heads out there and fans of YouTube channels. I mean, we thank you for just bringing all of this stuff to us. Things that we normally probably wouldn't be able to see or see fired. We might see it on a shelf in the gun store, but not see necessarily how it works and how it's going to run. So, I mean, again, we thank you guys for doing what you do, and just keep doing it.
You're welcome.
Roger that. Whether I did the show or the videos, I would still continue to go do those things.
Yeah.
I like to bring it. I like to share my experiences.
Yeah.
Just to let people know what's out there and what they can and what they're missing out on. I like to rub it in their face.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking. I was like, you know, you're doing it right when you make another dude a little bit jealous of your gun.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. And as always, lead heads,
keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
Keep your hands in your pants.
And do the pee-pee dance.
Awesome.